than something that's static and slow, and you're just getting turned and bent over.
And part of that, I assume, like you were talking about, I know he had like 4 or 5 turnovers in that first game, and a lot of them is then blitzing him, but he does catch it in there. I assume the idea for you is the more times you can catch it with him, either on the move or where you can make a quick decision and score without having that double team come is obviously what the ideal scenario is, right?
It is, and in the event that doesn't happen, and he just sort of catches it static and they're coming, our team has to be in like perfect spacing, great floor spots, that we don't make stuff up in our head. The game speaks, we react. And I think that anything that's just simple and quick in relation to decision making is going to help us more than sort of put us in mud and make us second guess.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome, Jim.
Last one from Kyle Newbeck.
Hey, Brett. So you guys are you like to drop your bigs. Pick and rolls, obviously, historically, and even outside of the screen roll game, you had Joel pretty close to the rim a lot of game one. Are you at all worried about Boston being able to turn that on you with the pull-up shooters that they have, especially like you guys, when Ben and JJ used to run handoffs on the perimeter, you saw some of the open looks you're able to get out of that when the big has to cover that much ground on those sort of plays. And I guess, how do you combat that if Boston punishes you on that way?
Yeah, and go back to like the starting point, which is true. And there's, I think you said both environments, so it's true. We get Joel back. Let's just say it's a middle pick and roll. We have Joel back. Let's just say that Theis has the ball at the top of the key. We still kind of have him back and trying to give double duty attention to high flying scoring wings in that environment. So those are the two environments where Joel Embiid is back. Go back to the question on both sides. Let's go to the pick and roll. Are we worried, like, if all of a sudden Kemba and Jaylen Brown and Tatum, start turning corners and Joel is all the way back? Yes, I am. Am I more worried that Joel is up and there's a lot of, downhill drivers going by Joe and maybe get him in foul trouble and, get at the rim? You end up just picking your poison. Al Horford probably, you could bring up a little bit more. Joel, I still like back where we have him. And then maybe there's some matchup things where you can look at changing just to switch pick and rolls. And so schematically, like, you go through the iterations and none are more daunting than, just figuring out whatever it is, how you guard Kemba and Tatum, and the way Jaylen Brown was going the last game in the fourth period. It keeps you up late.
Thanks, Brett.
We are good. Thanks, Coach.